The river may look calm on the surface, but beneath that still water lurks one of nature's most fearsome predators, the Nile crocodile. Hidden below are jaws powerful enough to crush any unlucky creature that dares to come too close. Yet, despite knowing the danger that lies in wait, the rulers of the savannah, the lions, are still forced to approach these waters. And that is the deadly trap nature has set long before. Crocodiles, solitary hunters with their own order in nature. But that very solitude creates a golden opportunity for the pride of lions, once they discover the one weakness of the Nile's river monster. By late July, as the dry season grows harsher, many animals, including lions, are forced to gather around watering holes to quench their thirst. And that's when the crocodiles strike. A powerful bite to the neck is their signature move, taking down prey in an instant. Lions may be skilled pack hunters and incredibly agile. But even when facing a crocodile, they show no sign of fear. Fueled by raw instinct and absolute confidence in its own power, the river monster will surge onto land, jaws wide open, ready to strike its enemy head-on. It's that same reckless boldness that sometimes makes the crocodile the one to provoke unequal battles against lions. But it's also the very reason why it's considered the true terror of the Nile. The lion's greatest strength lies in its intelligence, which is why most of its hunts end in victory. By exploiting the crocodile's solitude, even a fully grown male can end up as dinner for the entire pride. In most hunts, the lionesses are the core force. They take on the role of hunting to feed the entire pride. But without the support of the dominant male, everything becomes far more difficult. Just one small mistake, and the hard-won prey, earned at the risk of their own lives, can be stolen in an instant by a crocodile lurking at the water's edge. The dominant male lion is willing to face the fight alone, both to protect his pride and to assert his dominance. But can his sheer bravery overcome the deadly bite of the Nile crocodile? Lions are not only powerful but also remarkably strategic hunters. They deliberately lure the crocodile away from the water, the very place that gives it an advantage. And that's the moment when the male lions charge in, unleashing the decisive strike to finish off their reckless opponent. To survive the harshness of the savannah, crocodiles have another ruthless strategy, targeting the young. Sometimes, the goal isn't just a meal, it's to weaken the next generation of their rivals. Lions rely on coordinated assaults, while crocodiles master the art of ambush, both reigning supreme in their own domains. The clash between the crocodile and the lion has never been a simple battle. It's a confrontation between the power of the land and the dominance of the river, where survival instincts are pushed to their absolute limits. Don't forget to follow the channel to keep exploring the fiercest survival stories of the wild.
Farmers today not only grow and care for crops, but also protect their crops from the invasion of wild boars. Where I live, farmers have the habit of hunting wild boars, which happens all year round, because they can appear at any time. Today, in our free time, we will continue our hunting trip to control the wild boar population. Let's follow along to see the final results. In Brazil, the increase in the number of wild boars has become a serious threat to agriculture. Herds of wild boars destroy crops, eat crops, and damage the land, causing great losses to farmers. To protect their crops, many farmers are forced to organize hunting trips as a means of driving away the animals. However, this solution is only temporary and cannot completely solve the problem. Brazilian farmers do not want the conflict between them and wild boars to last long, because it greatly affects their lives. But before there is a more sustainable solution, they still need to go on hunting trips. On today's patrol, we brought hunting dogs to track wild boars more effectively. Under the bright sunlight, I looked out over the vast fields with rows of green young trees. The car sped across the rough ground, quickly approaching the target. There it is. A wild boar was busy foraging in the middle of the field. I stopped the car, raised my gun, and fired a few shots in succession, but it sped away at a terrifying speed. The chase continued until the distance gradually narrowed. I focused all my attention on the decisive shot. With my efforts, I was finally able to kill him. A few minutes later, The loud barking of the dogs led me to a lush cornfield, which was about to be harvested. This was an ideal place for wild boars to hide, with abundant food sources and dense corn rows as cover. Fearing that they would destroy the entire field, I hurriedly followed the trail. After a long distance, the target appeared before my eyes. In a short moment, I quickly raised my gun, aimed, and fired a shot. The wild boar ran away, but its panicked steps gradually slowed down. It could not escape this pursuit.
Calma, calma, calma. Calma, calma. 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 Oh, vai. Vai. Tá contra.
In the cornfield, the wild boars had raged, causing many corn plants to fall. The damage was clearly visible before our eyes. We immediately searched around the area, patiently waiting in tense silence. The barking of dogs grew closer and closer, signaling that the wild boar was very close. Luckily, one of the group brought it down while it was trying to hide in the dense cornfield. However, the chase was not over yet. In the soybean field on the other side, another wild boar was charging at breakneck speed, but the pack of hunting dogs quickly closed in. I followed them closely, raised my gun, and shot the animal down. But there were still many other wild boars lurking here, requiring us to concentrate highly to deal with the next targets. The patrol in the field continued without stopping. It seemed like the wild boars had panicked and run away. But from within the field, a black wild boar suddenly appeared and ran as fast as lightning. But its speed could not defeat me. I adjusted my gun carefully and fired 2 more shots, taking down the target immediately. Our field had just been planted, and if we continue to sweep, these wild boars would cause more damage before the crops were harvested. While I was ambushing in a hidden corner, my eyes fell on a wild boar not far away. A single shot rang out, but that was enough to take down the target. The hunt was extremely dramatic. The hunters seemed to be tireless in chasing the wild boars. The final results we got were extremely wonderful. The crop destroyers would pay a heavy price. With relentless hunting efforts, we search everywhere, wherever wild boars can hide. Once we find a target, everyone will focus on chasing and taking them down. It is not easy to eliminate all these destroyers from the field, but we still have to try our best to minimize the damage they cause. We have killed a lot of wild boars on today's hunting trip. However, this war cannot be stopped yet because the number of wild boars is increasing at a rapid rate. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.